Hello everyone, my name is Brianna Moreno and my project was about the life and music of Gabriela Ortiz. Gabriela Ortiz is a Mexican classical composer and music educator. She is currently one of the most foremost composers in Mexico today and one of the most vibrant musicians emerging in the international scene. She was born on December 20, 1964 in Mexico City, and her parents are Ruben Ortiz Fernandez and Maria Elena Torres Alcaraz, who were members of Los Folkloristas, a renowned Latin American folk music ensemble popular at the time. Gabriela grew up immersed in a diverse musical environment exposed to Beethoven, mariachi, and Latin folk music. She played the charango and guitar as a child in Los Folkloristas music school. She later studied classical piano under her mother's encouragement, and one of the greatest influences on her music is Bela Bartok. She discovered Bartok's music during piano lessons and was inspired by the rhythmic complexity and modal language. She recognizes Bartok as the most important composer in her development, citing his rhythmic innovations as transformative. Education. Gabriela Ortiz has earned a bachelor's degree at the Mexican College of Science and Humanities and has obtained her composition license from the Mexican National Conservatory of Music. There, she studied under celebrated Mexican composers Federico Ibarra and Mario Lavista. Thanks to Lavista, she was inspired for her love of musical invention, and she discovered the joy of creating melodies and rhythms thanks to his lessons. Gabriela Ortiz was awarded the British Council Fellowship in 1990 to study with Robert Saxton at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London. In 1992, she received a UNAM scholarship to pursue her PhD in electroacoustic music composition at the City University in London under Simon Emerson. Her music blends Mexican folk traditions with contemporary Western composition techniques and is shaped by her Latin roots, classical training, and exposure to electroacoustic music. Ortiz has developed a unique style that bridges cultural and musical boundaries and has gained international recognition for her innovative compositions. Her work. Her musical language achieves an extraordinary and expressive synthesis of tradition and the avant-garde. Her compositions are credited for being both entertaining and immediate, as well as profound and sophisticated. She achieves a balance between highly organized structure and improvisatory spontaneity. Her signature style. Her style is known for sophisticated compositions with a strong focus on rhythm and timbre, and she explores complex themes through diverse formats such as orchestra, chamber ensembles, opera, dance, film, and theater. Two of her notable works are Yanga, an orchestra and chorus piece, and Altar de Muertos, a chamber work. This piece is Yanga, and we'll play a little bit of it. Stop it there. The idea behind Yanga. Yanga originated when Alejandro Escur, a Mexican flautist who has recorded an album of music by Ortiz, presented her with the idea of an opera about Gaspar Yanga. Gaspar Yanga was an African-born leader of a band of formerly enslaved people who successfully resisted recapture by the Spanish in the early 17th century. They established the free town of San Lorenzo de los Negros near Veracruz and renamed Yanga in 1932. The Spanish playwright and critic Santiago Martín Bermúdez created a libretto for this opera. When Ortiz received the commission for the piece to be companion to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony and its Ode to Joy, she was at first uncertain about what text to use. Aware of the Yanga Opera project, her friends Jan Carlin and Jeff von der Schmerz, founding directors of Southwest Chamber Music in Los Angeles, suggested something based on that Yanga's inspirational story. Martin Bermúdez wrote a new poem for the text, to which Ortiz added traditional Tan text of Congo origin. And this is what Ortiz says. Yanga is divided into 4 rhythmic and slow consciousness sections. One of the most important features of the work is the use of African instruments that arrived in Latin America, such as the batas, guiros, shekeres, and cabasas, among others. Ortiz's idea was to add the unique color of these instruments into a musical discourse from her imaginary sound world without trying to directly emulate Afro-Latin American rhythms. The choir is often used rhythmically, creating various polyphonic textures, and thus in dialogue with the solo percussion parts and the orchestra. And this is Altar de Muertos, which is a 4-piece part. So a little bit of first part. And this would be Ofrenda. This part is Michelin. Alright, that was a little bit of that. And some background info. Altar de Muertos was inspired by the tradition of the Day of the Dead festivities in Mexico. The string quartet reflects the eternal search between the real and the magic, a duality always present in Mexican culture. This piece is divided in 4 parts, each describing diverse moods, traditions, and the spiritual worlds that shape global concept of death in Mexico, along with Ortiz's own concept of death. Part 1, named Ofrenda. This music describes the visit of 4 spirits to the altar, each one singing his or her own ofrenda offering. Towards the end of this movement, the 4 spirits converge in a single chant to end of a funeral procession. In Part 2, Mictlan, pre-Hispanic culture conceived death as a cycle in constant movement, a cycle where life is extended towards death and vice versa when death becomes in the essence of life itself. The passage of death and the eternal struggle between night and day recreate an obsessive ritual, music always in continuous movement, which starting and ending points are always bonding. In Part 3, Danza Macabra, human life is like a shadow. The advent of European culture in Mexico and Mesoamerican brought an image of death which is static, motionless, where there is only place for a constant alternative between glory and hell. This music is nourished from fantastic images taking place one after another. Phantasmagoria and magic are always present. In Part 4, La Calaca, Syncretism and the concept of death in modern Mexico, chaos and the richness of multiple symbols, where the duality of life is always present, sacred and profane, good and evil, night and day, joy and sorrow. Achievements and awards. Gabriela Ortiz's work has been performed by prestigious ensembles such as Berliner Philharmoniker, New York Philharmonic, Royal Liverpool Philharmonic, Los Angeles Philharmonic, BBC, Scottish Symphony Orchestra, Sao Paulo State Symphony Orchestra, and she has gotten awards such as Bellas Artes Gold Medal, Mexico's highest arts award, National Prize for Arts and Literature, Guggenheim Memorial Foundation Fellowship, Fulbright Garcia Robles Fellowship, 2 Latin Grammy nominations, and she is also a member of the Academy of Arts and El Colegio Nacional. Recent activities and residencies. Ortiz is currently serving a year-long composer residency at Carnegie Hall, and her upcoming residencies are at the Curtis Institute of Music in Philadelphia and Castilla y León Symphony in Spain. In her 2024 to 2025 season, she is expected to premiere 4 new works: Diso Not, Can We Not, The Sound of Forgiveness, De Cuerda y Madera, and a new string quartet for the Yucatan Quartet. And that is it. Thank you very much.